You're listening to the Chronicles of Living podcast, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. Now let's talk. Greetings, my visionary dreamers. I know y'all like, what happened? What happened to the clapping? What happened to the music? Well, I am on the road again, and I decided to pre-record because it is 4:25 and I have a 3-hour drive, and before that, I have to go meet with one of my visionary dreamers. So there I go, pre-recording again. But in case you're just tuning in, this is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from the world, from yourself, from some real bullshit. And you are listening to Chronicles of Living podcast show, the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. You know it's extraordinary, folks. Doing the damn thing the best way we can, just like I'm doing right now, sitting in my car, using a cell phone to make sure that this show goes down today. Okay? You Can Do It Wednesday. I had to think about it. I was getting ready to say, let's talk. But nevertheless, I don't know if you hear the wind. I can't even hear myself because I just have my mic, and I made sure that I carried my portable mic with me. So for some reason I can't hear myself if I have this mic plugged up, even when I put the splitter in. I don't know what that's all about, but I did do a test run a little bit before, so hopefully this is working out as well. So I'm going to get right to it today. Today's topic is fear controlling your life? Is fear controlling your life? Ask yourself that. Is any area of your life, is it something stopping you from pursuing your dreams, your visions, your goals? And is it that word called fear? We have to ask ourselves. The meaning of fear is, well, at least I believe the meaning of fear, I've heard it a couple of times, is false something appearing real. False evidence appearing real. Let me repeat that. False evidence appearing real. Now, that's a great definition. I don't know if that's a definition in a dictionary, but it fits that word very well to me. And this topic came about because, and the reason why I'm traveling today is, I don't know if you heard one of my recent podcast shows, maybe a few weeks ago. I was stopped in, was it March? I think it was March. Yeah, it was March. On some bogus stuff. I truly believe it was a racial profiling situation. But it's okay, because I don't let things like that bother me. That is that person's issue. That's what I believe. I never take anybody's issues on. As I talk to y'all all the time, do not take people personal. Everybody has their own issues to deal with. And sometimes it comes out in a way that it affects the nearest person to them. And that's basically what it is, And I understand that part. So, as I was stopped, I think I shared a little bit about the story, but I'm going to go into deeper details, being as though I just came from court. And this is why I thought that this was the appropriate topic for today. And why I waited to pre-record it, because I was going to pre-record this morning, but I was like, you know what? No, let me wait until I get the results of the court case so I could talk about it, So I got stopped. It was at night, maybe like 10 o'clock at night. That was before my move from the retreat center, which a retreat center was up in the mountains. in a little town. So it's 10 o'clock. I decided that, I wanted something to eat. The cafeteria was closed. And I needed to get gas because I needed to pick up my son from college for his little break in the morning. So there I went. On my way back from getting, my food and the gas, I'm just riding along talking to a friend of mine, and I was talking to them through the car. So, the speaker through the car, cell phone connected to the car. So I'm like, whoa, a cop is stopping me, and they're like, oh, just don't say nothing. Just let them talk. Just let them take the ticket and this and any other. Oh, well, if you've been listening to the podcast show, you already know that's not my MO. I'm a talkative person, and I'm not just going to take any old thing, no matter what the situation is. I'm sorry. Now, I wasn't in the wrong, and I needed to be clear as to why I was stopped. So she approached the car, and, Caucasian lady, she approached the car, and she asked me, did the car belong to me? So I'm like, well, I'm driving it. You know what I mean? So she's like, well, because I'm not seeing she was like, give me your registration, whatever. So I pulled out my license, gave it to her. She went back to the car, did whatever digging she did. And I asked her, I was like, what am I stopped for? And she says, oh, because your license plate is not showing registered or something like that. And I'm like, okay, so at this she went back, but I'm like, okay, well, why are you checking my license plate? I'm saying, I'm talking to my friend, and they like, don't say nothing. You know how these cops are now, and they just shooting up black people and trying to put, and I'm saying the word trying in this situation, trying to put their fear on me. And this is why I had to make this topic. And I know I've talked about this in another show. I think it was You Were Born Out of the Unknown. Look for that show. It was something like that. You Were Born Out of the Unknown. And I talk about fear on that show as well. And I think that you definitely need a double dose if you are a person that allows fear to hold you back from things. So let me finish the story. So, they're speaking to me while, excuse me, y'all, while the cop is checking everything in her car. And they're telling me like, you need to just, you're asking too many questions and all of this stuff. And I'm like, well, I need to know what's going on. Like, why did I get stopped? I didn't do nothing. But, they can call back up and, okay, that's your fear. That's what you feel. I feel like this. My spirit, I feel totally protected, okay? And this is how I look at life. When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. I don't care what you're doing. You can be living the best life possible. And there are people out here that, get shot or die just in their sleep, or, there are people that really have been locked up for something that they did not do. There's so many different things that goes on in the world. You never know what's going to happen, from day to day. So the basic bottom line for me is this, that I have faith. I have faith in God. I have faith in the universe that I'm always protected, and I walk in my integrity, and I treat people good, and I work hard at doing the right thing. Any chance I get, I'm a giver. So I believe that I'm protected, okay? And I also believe this, that if something bogus happens to you, as long as you keep your faith, things will work out the way they are supposed to. And if it just so happened to be something crazy like getting locked up, there is something that is supposed to come out of that as well. As crazy as it sounds, it is, So, back to the story. She comes back and she tells me that the car is not registered in my name. And I go to tell her, like, look, I just got the car out the shop. I had to pay all this money to get it inspected. was part because the transmission was acting shady and this and any other. And if it was inspected, you see the stickers. Why, I don't understand. I don't understand why you don't see the registration. So she said it might be an error. She gives me this ticket for $191.60. And I'm like, okay, you still didn't tell me why you stopped me. That's one. And then I'm like, okay, the new law is this. You print out this paper and you don't have any registration stickers anymore. They're not giving them out like in PA anyway. I don't know about the other states. And you're supposed to carry this paper around. So I didn't have the paper. So she's like, well, just go down to the courts and give them your stuff and everything should be good. My thing is this. Why are you giving me a ticket? I understand. I understand that you ran my tag, but why did you run my tag? I gave you no reason to stop me. You couldn't even give me a reason, and I asked you, So I had to turn down my volume because, my friend was like, Leave, you asking too many questions. And they didn't realize that I had them coming through the car. And so the cop could hear what they were saying. So I turned the volume down. They were still talking to themselves or whatever. So when I was done with the cop and I started riding, they was so upset. And they was like, that's not good. And it's dark, it's late, and anything could have happened. And I just went on to tell them, like, look, thank you for your concern, but I will not walk in my life. I will not walk through life with fear. I fear nothing. Because, and they went on to say, well, you need to have some type of fear. And it's, no, you don't. You fear nothing. As long as you feel like you're not doing anything wrong, why do you have fear in your heart? Why? Why are you letting fear keep you from the best life you can ever have? Or working at doing something new in your life? So, okay, let me speed up. In between, I got to give y'all little nuggets. But let me speed up. So now today was the court date. I went and I pleaded not guilty. My friend was like, just go down there, pay the ticket, let it go. I'm like, why am I pay it? No, I'm not paying the ticket. So actually, I went to the DMV the day after to find out what was going on and why the car wasn't registered. Lo and behold, the car was not registered. Even though I took the car to the dealership to get all of this work done and to get the inspection stickers, and they were baffled too. They were like, well, they said, I don't understand. How did they do this inspection without the registration? So, as I said in one of my past shows, to me, it was a blessing in disguise because I would have been riding around without a registered car. What I did was I did a change of address for my registration, but I didn't register it when I went online to give the dealership the paperwork. But the dealership should have courted just as well as DMV in court that it was just a change of address. So nevertheless, like I said, it was a blessing in disguise because I was able to get my registration that day on the spot. Everything was cool. So I went to court today, drove 3 hours where, my friend was like, just pay them, get it over with, whatever. I'd have been out of $200 because what happened was this, okay? As I was driving up, I already said my prayer, prayed to God, prayed to the universe. Like, y'all saw the situation. Y'all know I was not in the wrong. I thank you for the blessing in disguise. And I definitely needed to get stopped so that I could be aware of that the car was not registered, so that I wouldn't be somewhere else and it be, something worse happen, But I know that you are already at that courtroom and that you are touching the hearts of of the judge, and if the cop shows up, and that I'm in and out of there, and that they will know that this is bogus and the case will be dismissed. And this is what I said as I was driving on my way. Had no fear in my heart. I just knew. I had faith and belief that, one, I did the right thing by questioning it and by pleading not guilty. And two, that God was going to look out for me. Okay. So I go and And it was crazy because when I say I was in and out of there in like a minute, two tops, I saw the cop. She walked past me. Hadn't heard a smile. I don't even think she knew it was me because my hair was out. And when I saw her, I had a hat on my head. So maybe she didn't know it was me. But then I guess once she realized it was me, when she was in there with the judge, whatever, they had a conversation. So as soon as I walked in the door, she said, I didn't say a word. She said, well, Your Honor, I don't have a problem, with this case and with her. And if it's all right with you, you could let it go. If she has paperwork, you could let it go, this and the other, right? So he said, and as a matter of fact, I didn't even pull out the paperwork before he said, okay, well, if you don't have a problem, I don't have a problem. Then they saw that I moved and was asked about my move, and they laughing and joking with me. And I'm like, okay. So, and he was like, well, you free to go, unless you want to pay me some money. I showed them the paperwork just in case, and he was like, wow, you paid a lot of money for the stuff and everything. I was like, yeah, so that was that. I was in and out of there in 1-2 minutes and on my way back, on my way here to pre-record the show. And so I say all of this to say, I have to tell the story so that you can understand that, situations can happen, and you have the choice as to how you react to the situation. Are you going to let fear of other people come on you, fear of watching the news and watching people, that get stopped or get pulled over, get abused, and look at that case and take that on in your spirit? You have to be very careful as to what you watch and what you listen to and who you listen to and how you allow their words to affect or effect you, because words have power and they can. I truly remember back in the day, I was driving without a license for years. I started driving at 16 without a license, and I drove without a license until I was I'm so embarrassed. I think 26, 27. Yeah, I think it was 27. And I was fearful then because I was in the wrong. I was driving without a license. I had so many tickets I got stopped for, and my license actually was suspended before I even got a license, okay? And I had to pay off all this money. But at this point in this time in my life, I know I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm up on all of my stuff. I'm a good driver. And I obey the so-called law. So, therefore, I'm not looking over my shoulder. And I'm using this story to let you know, if you are living life right in the best way you can, you're doing the best you can, there's no reason for you to have fear. There's no reason for you to just take anybody's stuff if you don't agree with it. Don't do that, There's no reason to be in fear when things don't go your way, when things don't go as planned. I talked about that on Sunday. There are so many times things did not go my way. Things that I thought was just going smooth, all of a sudden the bottom just fell from underneath my feet, like no warning. When I was in the mortgage, and I talked about this before, when I was in the mortgage business as a loan officer and making good money, I had a house with a mortgage, and if y'all know, y'all my age, that the market just crashed in one day, and therefore because of that, everything crashed for me, And I had a decision to make. Was I going to be in fear of losing the house or being put out in the streets or not being able to just pay my financial commitment? All of this stuff, I had a choice to make, And I chose to reroute, however you want to say it, my life. My son wanted to move. I was in PA. My son wanted to move back to Georgia. He had been asking to move back to Georgia. So I took it as a sign that, okay, God, you just must want us to move back to Georgia at this point, And that's what we did. And I'm just realizing that I'm just talking, I'm just moving my head all around. I hope that the mic is picking me up balance wise. But I chose to sell the car, sell the stuff far as I was getting my basement done, take all the stuff back to Home Depot, get my money, give away furniture, keep the furniture that I would need. And I packed up a U-Haul within maybe a week or two, I would say a month's time, and headed back to Georgia with no job, with no car, with no place. I looked online for a place and I had appointments, but there was no place that was secure. I rode around in a U-Haul for 3 days, stayed with a friend of mine, and looked for a car, a job, and a place to live. And within a week, I had a car, a job, and a place to live. Because I had faith. I knew my capabilities. I believed in me. I knew what I was capable of, And so I knew that God had my back. Now, I don't suggest everybody do the things that I do in that amount of time because, I don't know. I'm a professional at this, okay? So when I believe, I believe. When I'm so in tune with my spirit that when I feel that an opportunity or a move or whatever is right for me, I will do it. And I will trust spirit. I will trust the universe to guide me and to put the right people in my path, to put the right opportunity in my path, and to help me to navigate and show me clearly what's not for me, Just like I said, I just moved again. And when I first moved, the organization or the person I was going to go through, the channel I was going to go through to do this new thing, it was like up in the air, So I went for a whole new channel. And I just went for the whole new channel over the weekend. And I applied for the new opportunity over the weekend. And then yesterday, Monday, I sent them an email, and then they called me Monday for an interview. And then Tuesday, which was yesterday, I went in for the interview. And do you know, just before I started recording this show, they called me and was like, we would love for you to join our team. This is what I'm talking about. When you have a goal, you have a plan. If it don't work out the way you planned it the first time, and it's something that's strong in your heart and your spirit, and this is what you're supposed to do, just know that just because it didn't work out the way you planned it, it will work out. It will. You just have to have the faith and the belief that it will. And then that law of attraction will attract the right people, the right company, the right organization, the right job, whatever it is. You will see it and you will feel it in your spirit that this is it. And it will happen. There's been so many times that things just did not go the way I thought it should. But then at the end of the day, because I had the belief and I followed through, it wound up turning out better. So I'll let y'all in. So basically what I moved for and what was put on my spirit was to start a nonprofit organization. And I'm going to be going around to the different juvenile centers, the different, any type of community centers that houses like foster care, that houses at-risk youth, and teach them life skills, yoga, meditation, enrichment skills, a few other things, I'm not going to share everything, but this is what I'm doing right now. This is the new journey that I'm on. And this is what spirit filled in my heart, filled me up with. And the retreat center was like actually the setup for this situation, because I had wrote this down in my journals some years ago. This is all a part of one of the academies that I started back in Georgia. But it's just that part was more of the arts. This part is more of, a healing. So that's my new mission, is to go out here and heal the youth, help them, help their parents, And so this new company that called me, I'm starting with the parents, teaching them life skills. And so while I'm working on the parents, I will be working on the portion of the nonprofit that I can go ahead and set up and start working with the youth. This is what I'm saying, y'all. You can't be fearful. That was the timing of it. I was going to stay until September. Okay, this is May. But my spirit was touched. And a situation happened, an opportunity opened itself, and so I moved, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I moved. I'm grateful for everything. I love the new space, I have a deck where the sun shines right on my deck. So in the morning, I can go out on my deck and meditate in sun glaze and breathe in new air, new fresh energy. It's almost like God handpicked that apartment for me. Every window shines in this beautiful new light, I'm happy with the decision that I made. A lot of people might not overstand me. And my cousin called me, was like, okay, how long you going to stay at this place? And then she started laughing. She's like, never mind. But I have other people that'll say to me how they admire my fearlessness, how they admire the fact that I will just go after a thing, without even thinking about it. I mean, I think about it, I map it out and things like that. But what I'm saying is, to everybody on the outside, because the moves are so sudden or so fast, they think I'm just crazy. But no, this is my life path. My life path is to move when spirit tells me to move. And when I move, is for people. I've realized that it really hasn't been for me so much. It's been for my son and for other people, That's what it's been. It's been for me too. Let me stop. It's been for me too, because it's always a great experience. But for the most, I realized that I'm assigned to certain groups of people at certain periods of my life. So therefore, I have no room for fear in my life. And I have no room for anybody words that call themselves penetrating my wall that I have up against fear. Because if I had fear, I would not be talking to you on the what is it? Is this the 91st episode or the 92nd? I'm not sure. I gotta look. Nevertheless, I'm almost at episode 100. In the midst of all the stuff that I've been going through from August 13th to now, the different moves. And I did say on one show that I moved 3 times since September. No, it's been 2 times. I had to think about that. It's 2 times. I moved from a place to the institute, and from the institute to this new place. But nevertheless, it was 7-month span, and I physically moved furniture and everything. Most people take a whole year, 5 years, and they're talking about I'm moving, and I gotta save my money up, which is rightfully so. I would not really, don't take, please, unless you built like me, don't do it, okay? Because I do not fear not having enough. My belief is this: everything always works out for me. This is what I say. That's my favorite affirmation. Everything always works out for me. People always want to help me. People bless me with favor. People love me. They don't even know why they want to help me, but they just want to help me. These are the words that I say out of my mouth in the midst of a storm, in the midst of some obstacles, and even when there's nothing facing me, just to be prepped in that mindset. This is how I talk to myself. you know? Even though at times and moments it could look a little shaky, it could look a little like, oh my gosh, wait a minute, this is due, or I have to take care of this, and how is this going to happen? But time and time again, God has came through for me. I'm telling y'all, like, when you get in that mindset, do not let anybody break that mold, you know? I'm so happy that I am at this point in my life where I am fearless. I am. I'm fearless. Life is always moving. You have to decide if you're going to move with it or you're going to let life pass you by. Are you going to let life pass you by because of fear of the unknown? Because of fear of what you believe the results will be? Write it down then. Write down, okay, if I make this move, if I follow this dream, if I, pursue this vision, what's the worst that can happen? I was talking to one of my loved ones yesterday. I'm so proud of her. And she just came out of a deep depression, taking depression pills, all of this stuff. And she realized she pulled her own coattail. And she said to herself, okay, either I'm going to continue I'm going to wind up getting addicted to something I don't need to be getting addicted to. Or I'm going to shake this situation off me, and I'm going to go out here and pursue an opportunity that she was faced with, And she decided to pursue that opportunity. And she said she figured the worst that could happen was that, okay, the opportunity don't work out, but yet she still can be a part of the company or whatever. But at least she will have the experience with it, And since she made up her mind, she went, started eating right, lost weight. I mean, she's very healthy. And she said, I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. I'm working for myself. I'm helping people, all of this stuff. And, this is what I'm saying about it makes you feel good when you can help other people out of your struggle, That is the most inspiration, the most encouragement that you can get when you are helping someone out of your struggles, out of your obstacles, But you still reach out and you pull somebody else and you help them. That is what will allow you to fight your battle. Listen, y'all. Stop being fearful of things, of people, of opportunities. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for your dreams, your visions, and your goals. Even though they're not in your view right yet, when you prepare yourself and you take the steps that's needed, you start researching that. If it's something that's strong on your spirit, start researching it. Start Googling it, read up on it. Watch tutorials or listen to videos about it. Get it in your spirit so much to the point that you are fearless at taking those steps to pursue that dream, that vision, or that goal, whatever it might be, Even if it's something that's, making sure that your family has a better bond, or, it could be things like that. That you're facing fear with, because you think that if you make different steps to talk to your family and confront people in your family, for some reason you have fear that it's not going to work out, or that it's not going to go right. When you fear a thing not going right, it won't go right. That's it, bottom line, because you're attracting what you think. I keep telling y'all that. That is law of attraction. Whatever your thoughts are, that is what is going to happen. I had a friend tell me, he had to do something the other day. And he was like, when I go here, it's always bad. And the people are always, it just never works out. Well, why are you still going there? If that's what you believe, if that's your thought pattern, why are you still going to that place? Why are you still doing that thing? The people are bad and the experience is bad because that's what you think is going to be before you even get there. Stop. Change your thoughts, y'all. Change your thoughts. Get rid of the fear. Let it go. It's okay to be fearless. Try it out. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised as to the freedom and the feeling that you have from it. Do not allow other people to place their fears on you. Do not, okay? Even if you went through a certain situation before, and it was a scary situation, it was a hurtful situation, like maybe a bad relationship, and now you fearing getting into a new relationship. Let that go. Leave that baggage where it is. Chalk that up as an experience that there was something that you needed to learn from that experience. That is what life is all about. When you fear things, God is showing you the things that sometimes that might be the very thing that you're called to do. You'd be surprised. You will be surprised. So I'm going to go and get on the road, and meet up with my visionary dreamer first, and then get on the road, and most likely I'll be listening to the show for the first time while I'm driving. Because I tried that recording while I was driving one time before, and it was horrible. Oh my gosh, you can hear all the cars riding past and all of that. So I'm parked at Home Depot in the parking lot right now with the windows down, enjoying this great air and this great weather with a long sleeve shirt on, my ad, all hot. But I just want y'all, that's what the show is about. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves. And a part of that is letting go of fear. False evidence appearing real. This is probably the most important part that we need to let go of so that we can pursue our dreams, visions, and goals with excellence, with tenacity and perseverance, and not allow failures to scare us, failures to put fear in us. Failures are just you finding out that is not the way to do it, and you need to search for a different way to go at it. That's what it's about. That's it. Just don't do it that way. Learn a different way. Go at it a different way. That's all it is. But learn. Learn from your mistakes and your failures, and be fearless. Be fearless, because you are extraordinary. You are a visionary dreamer, and you do know how to do the damn thing. Trust me, you do. Just believe in yourself. So, signing off, this is ADionne, your dream pusher, your lifeguard, saving you from yourself, from the world, from some real bullshit. And this is the show for everyday people doing everyday things, living everyday life. Us extraordinary folk, y'all better join us. Share this podcast. Thank you so much for listening all around the world. Thank y'all for your support. Definitely like, share, send me any questions at ADionne, your dream pusher at gmail.com, and or inbox me on Facebook, which I will get to this weekend and check. I love you guys. You just don't know how much I love y'all. And I'll talk to y'all on Sunday, And until then, just know you can do it. You can do anything that you want to. Just do it little by little and let the fear go. I love you guys. Peace. Thank you for listening to Chronicles of Living, where we talk to everyday people about everyday things in the past, present, and future. And if you are pursuing your dreams, I'm proud of you. Because the best part of life is when you decide to live. keep up with us, please visit chroniclesofliving.com. Until next time, this is ADionne, your dream pusher. I love you guys.